Hello, you guys. It's Tiana again with Gold Star Tax Service, and finally getting the W4 video out. Okay. Now, before we get started, I do want to let you know that this video is solely for single head of household with dependents or without. I decided to break it up because the married filing jointly can be a little more complex. Okay, so I didn't want to confuse anybody and make them watch something that did not pertain to them. So I'm going to do the married filing joint video separately. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in. So again, this is for single, head of household, with dependents or without. And then I will do a separate video with married filing jointly. So if that pertains to you, you're not interested, then you could just wait for the next video. Alrighty? So starting out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the paper version. The paper version, normally that's what's handed to you by the employer. You have to fill it out right then and there. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to show you with the electronic version, which is like the estimator from the IRS. Okay. So let's dive right in. So first, you are going to, of course, complete step 1. Okay. So we're going to do that here. And then your social, of course. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put the dashes. It just looks better. Okay. So with single, let's just say we are single, but you know what? You can put single with dependents if you want. From my knowledge, I believe that more taxes will be taken out that way and less taxes will be taken out with head of household. I'm not too sure, but I know you can put dependents on both. Okay. So we'll do that. And then I'll put head of household in the calculator when we get that far. Okay. So we're going to put single, and then you're going to completely skip step 2. So anything in step 2, you're not going to utilize. Okay. So we're just going to completely skip that. If I could cross it out, I would. I'm sorry. Because you see, this is for multiple jobs or spouse. But if you have multiple jobs, then yes, you are going to complete step 2, and I'll go into that as well. Okay. So for this example, we're just going to say 1 job. Okay. So if you want to claim dependents, you will go ahead and put them here. So just for the example, we're going to go ahead and input that this person has 2 kids. So you see here, it says if your income will be 200,000 or less, okay, you're going to multiply the number of qualifying children under, I said that too fast, qualifying children under the age of 17. So under the age of 17 means basically 16 and under, okay? So you would get 2,000 per kid. And I don't know why they word it like this, but just know that if they're not 17 by the end of December 31st, they do not count as under 17, okay? So you're gonna, let's say 2 kids, we're gonna put 4,000 right here because it's 2 kids, okay? And if you have any other dependents, let's say you have dependents that are in college, or you have dependents who are, like your grandparents or your mother, then you will put them here. So let's just say you have a kid in college, we're just gonna put here. So this person is single and has 3 kids, okay? So you wanna total this amount here, and you're gonna put 4,500 because we're adding these 2 together, okay? Now, other income, if you have anything like retirement income, interest and dividends, like the 1099 forms and stuff like that, that's when you will enter that amount here, okay? Now, also, I'm not going to do that for this example because that can vary. Like, a lot of people have different amounts, so I don't want to confuse you putting that in there. But if you have that and you need help, you can reach out to me, and I can either do like a quick video for you, or you can call me and I can go over it with you. Like, we can do like it together with your exact amounts, because this is going to vary. So I don't want to just go off of that. Okay. So deductions, alrighty. Deductions is anything like if you are a homeowner, you have like mortgage interest, or you have medical expenses, and you have things like that. If you watch my previous video that I uploaded before this, I go over what deductions are and standard deduction and things like that. So again, I'm just going to explain briefly here. Automatically, you're given the standard deduction. For this single, you will be given a standard deduction of $12,400. Head of household will be $18,650. Okay, if your deductions, which is your mortgage interest, charitable contributions like donating to charity or medical expenses, is not more than the standard deduction that they're giving you, then they're just automatically going to give it to you. But if it is, you're going to put that amount on this line. Okay, so let's continue. Then from here, you're just going to go ahead and sign it and date it. For here, we used to have to fill out this information. You don't have to. You can just go ahead and head it. You can just go ahead and hand it to the person that, that you're hired for. Okay. Now, also, if you do have deductions, just to rewind a little bit, it says here, you're going to do the deductions worksheet on page 3. So you would go down. This is page 3. Okay. I'm sorry. This is not page 3. Yes, it is. Okay. So you're going to go here on page 3, and then you are going to fill in what applies to you. So you're not putting anything up here unless you have jobs, multiple jobs and things like that. Okay. That's like the married, filing joint section. So here, it shows you here what your standard deduction is, okay? So it says enter an estimate of 2020 itemized deductions from your Schedule A. So if you, of course, you haven't filed your 2020 yet for this year, so you're gonna go off your Schedule A from 2019. I didn't even know my camera was like halfway down like this, but we'll just try to adjust that. Okay, so you're gonna go off your 2019 Schedule A. Okay, if you don't have that, like I said, it says here that you're going to take the standard deduction. So you're gonna enter, if you, like I said, we're taking single for this example, so you will enter 12,400. If your expenses are more than that, then you're gonna put that you're gonna put that on this line. Okay, and then if you have IRAs and things like that, then you're gonna put that here. Okay, so sorry about that. So that's pretty simple. That's all you do, and that is it. And you sign it and you give it to them. Now I'm gonna jump in to the calculator because the calculator is the most accurate. So even if you have this paper copy here, I would suggest, like, before filling it out, to go jump right into the calculator because it kind of gives you the most accurate, like, it's the most accurate. Okay, so even if you have to do it on your phone, you can either print it out from there, you can fill it out on here and print it out there, or you can, fill out the paper one, do it on your phone, and then fill it out like that. So I would always suggest, like, literally do it this way. Okay, so sorry, I'm opening up the calculator right now so that way we can jump right in and I can show you. Okay, so here you're going to put your filing status. We're going to do head of household. Okay, can someone else claim you as a dependent? If someone can't, then you're going to go ahead and click no. How many dependents? We said 3. Do you or will you hold a job this year with paychecks? Yes, you will. How many jobs do you expect? We're just going to say 1 for the example. Will you receive a pension? I didn't put anything about retirement, so we're going to say no. Okay. Once that's done, if any of these apply, then you need to check these boxes. If you receive Social Security, unemployment, a lot of people will be checking this box this year. Okay, we know that. So make sure you put that in there. Any self-employment, you can put that in there. Like I said, you can add the income where taxes are not being withheld on the W-4. When I talked about section 4, when it said other income, you can put, like 1099, like if you're independent contractor, self-employment, if you have your own business, things like that. Okay. Also, if you received unearned income, like IRAs, 401k, had withholding estimate payments for income such as dividends, interest, distributions, IRAs, things like that, okay? Any other earned income from other sources. That's where you would click here if you want the taxes taken out so you won't pay later. So that's the good thing about these W-4s, because there was no opportunity to do that before. You just had to pay at the end of the year. That's why a lot of people, when they do, or when they are self-employed, they owe so much at the end of the year, okay? Also your demographics, if you're 65 or older, or if you're blind, okay? If any of those apply, then you go ahead and check that box. Alrighty. Alrighty, do you expect to hold the job the entire year? Just for the example, we're gonna say yes. And then how frequently are you paid? We're gonna go ahead and say twice a month. So every 2 weeks is different from twice a month. Twice a month is more like if you're paid like the 1st and the 15th. So we're just gonna use that. And then we're gonna say the most recent pay period. Let's say we got paid last Friday. Enter the total wages you expect. Okay, so let's say that you expect 50,000. Let's say you started January 1st and you expect 50,000 the entire year, okay? This is, we're going off if you started January 1st, but we know the obvious. Let's say you just started right now in June. Everything's gonna calculate from June, okay? So you're gonna start from June when you're filling this out, from the day you start. But if you're like changing it, or you did this in the beginning of the year, you know, we're gonna go off today's date just to make it simple, just in case, because I know a lot of people are probably gonna go change them and everything. Okay, here, if you enter, you need to enter any bonuses, if you receive them or you expect to receive them. And then here, using your last pay statement, enter the total federal income tax withheld. Okay, so if you don't have a last tax statement, then you just have to, you know, enter a 0, right? But if you do, if you've already gotten paid, for this to be the most accurate, you do need the very last pay statement that you received. It can't be the first one or one you received months ago. It has to be the very last one. So we're just going to make this up, and we're going to stay off a $50,000 income. Let's say the year-to-date total federal taxes withheld was $200, right? So far, which means that's like really nothing. Okay, from the last paycheck, we're going to say $25. Okay. Now, do you or will you contribute to a tax-deferred retirement plan? We're going to say no. Or do you have any HSAs, FSAs, pre-tax child care credits? So this is all pre-tax. If you don't have that, then you click no. Okay. Now, it says, do you want to go to the next step without including adjustments? Okay. I'm going to go to the next step, but I'm going to show you. I'm sorry, I want to show you what the adjustments are. So this is where I'm saying you itemize. If you have like student loan interest, moving expenses. So when you fill this out, if you have this stuff, you're going to go off your 2019 tax return, okay? Because we haven't filed the 2020 yet. So we're going to go to the next step and just assume that we're not itemizing. So automatically, like I told you, they give you the standard deduction. Standard deduction just means that $18,650 of your income is not taxable. You will not pay taxes from anywhere from 0 to $18,650 with the head of household filing status. That's all that means, okay? So you're going to go ahead and take the standard deduction. Now, if your itemized deductions or more than $18,650, then that's when you want to itemize. Alrighty, so this right here, it is very important that you do not skip this step if you have credits, okay? So I'm gonna show you what those are. Child independent related, foreign tax credit, educational. If you have any of these, you need to put that in there. So your child, this has to go in here now. Do not leave this out. Don't forget this part because this is very important. Enter the number of qualifying children. So we said we had 2 under 17 and we have 1 that's over 17. Okay. Enter the estimated work-related child care. If you have child care expenses and you know that you've been paying it and you have an estimate of what you'd be paying the rest of the year, go ahead and enter that. Earned income tax credit. You're going to say, let me show you. So when you have, you know, the qualifying children, when you have the qualifying children, that's where you would enter this here, however many you have, okay? So we're gonna say 3, but I think they're just gonna give you 2 because they're under 17. Okay, so adoption, you will put that here, right? And then I'm going to show you exactly. Alrighty, so right here it tells you if you do not change your withholding, you're likely to get a refund of $525. On a $50,000 income with 3 kids, you kind of want more than that. And the reason why this is so low is because we put that only a little bit was held, right? So if you come down to here, this shows you an exact breakdown of why and what and all that. I'm looking for the thing where it tells you exactly what to do. 1 second. It's not showing me. Okay, it's like a drop down. Where is it? Oh, okay. Okay, so see here, it didn't look like this at first. It had like a different drop down, so that's why I got a little confused. I do apologize. But it says the recommendation is to are designed to correct your withholdings. So it corrected it for you, I'm guessing. Let me see. Where did it correct it? I don't see it. So they gave the credits at 3,400, and then okay, this is the recommendations right here. Yeah, it looks totally different. I do apologize. I didn't know that before I did this. Okay, so it's telling you here. Right now, we only put that it was 200 withheld, right? So projected withheld for the rest of the year, you need to. Why does it look like this? Let me see. I believe they just made the changes for you, but that's not what I wanted. I want them to make the changes for you, but I want to show you the difference. So this video is not going to work. I'm going to have to do this over. I'm going to have to do this over. Oh, maybe this is what it is. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so if you want a bigger refund, so if you put the bar at 2,000, if you're like, okay, I want 2,000 back, that's what it is. Okay, so if you want 2,000, here we go. Now it showed up. Okay, so oh, that sucked. I don't know how to trim these videos with the screen shares, so I hope you were patient. I don't know. Okay, so that's what it was. So it says to get your desire, if you want a $2,000 refund, it's saying here to get your desired refund amount, you would need to withheld 148 withheld. You have to have 148 withheld from each paycheck, 123 more than your current tax withholding. So you would, it tells you here, check your personal information, correct line 1. It tells you everything that you're supposed to do. And all it says is to enter $3 in additional withholding per pay period. So that's on line 4C, the first page that I showed you right here, when it says extra, extra withholdings right here. All you would do is put $3 there, and then you would get a $2,000 check versus 525. Okay, but if you click here, this is what I was looking for. I don't know why it wasn't coming up at first, but if you look here, right, this will give you it. They already inputted it for you. So if we open this up, I just downloaded it. If you open it up, of course, this is not filled out, but they already inputted the 3 here for you. See what I'm saying? So they're telling you what to do. You can leave it exactly how we filled it out before. Just add $3 each pay period. Just add $3 each pay period. And instead of getting $525, you would get $2,000. and that is it, and that is all. And that's why I tell you this is accurate. So I do apologize for that little dilemma in the beginning, because I didn't know why the little drop down wasn't showing up. But yes, that's exactly what that will do. So it gives you the breakdown here, you download it, and it already input the information for you, and that's it. And this is the most accurate way. And I will give I will have the married filing joint video, because like I said, it's a little more complex. So I will have that one by either tonight or tomorrow. I'm trying to have it. And then you guys can go off of that example, okay? So that is it, and that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and do be patient with me, please, because this is like my first videos like this. Like, I've never done this before. I really didn't want to put them on YouTube. I kind of just wanted to share a link and then you guys go from there. But the way, I don't know, I need to figure all this stuff out. I'm new to this. I don't have any advice or anybody to ask what to do or how to do it. I'm just going with the flow. So just understand, and thank you for watching, and that is it, and that is all.